When we're young, we're open to direction, and the older we get, we are drowned with unsolicited advice and people telling us ultimately how to think, find success, and find fulfillment in the world. But most of the time, this advice is coming from a place of care and genuine interest to help. But now looking back on it, the more I realize it's bullshit. I recently came across a tweet by Sahil Bloom, who owns the blog, the Curiosity Chronicle, and he shared 23 lies people have been told about the world. I deeply connected with this. I thought it would be fun to build on the conversation with some of my own personal experiences and ideas. I chose 10 out of the 23 that most resonated with me. And of course, I provided timestamps in the description below. Let's get started. The first lie: money is the only type of wealth. In reality, there's 5 types of wealth. There is financial, which is in regards to money, social, which is in regards to relationships, physical, which is in regards to health, mental, which is in regards to knowledge and faith, and there's time, which is in regards to freedom. Staying hyper-focused on financial wealth, I believe, is a distraction in itself. And this is a trap I worked really hard not to fall into. And as a young, driven individual who has a lot of aspirations, I don't mind working myself to death. And before, I thought this was a great thing. I thought one day, surely this is gonna pay off, but at the end of the day, I neglected my health, I neglected my sleep, my schedule, time with my family, and I missed huge life milestones of my friends because of my poor planning. Making money alone shouldn't be the end goal. Starting your day with your goal of being wealthy in all the different wealth facets is going to cultivate a more healthy and rounded person. Lie number 2, you have to wait for luck to strike. So in this tweet, Sahil wrote, "If you want to get lucky, start increasing your luck surface area. It's hard to get lucky while watching TV at home. It's easy to get lucky when you're engaging and learning physically or digitally. Put yourself in position to get lucky." So, mini story time. I think the world works in incredible ways. I recently landed an incredible role in a company I never thought I would work for. One of my best friends who works at the company called me and said they were hiring for an account manager. An account manager is basically someone who's responsible for the management of sales and relationships with other big companies or clients. And although I haven't had a marketing management role to that caliber before, I feel like there was never really a dull moment in my professional career where I wasn't wanting to learn and indulge myself in every facet of the marketing industry. I always worked at learning so many marketing, SEO, UX, etc. skills that when I applied, I accidentally was qualified for the position. It wasn't because I was lucky that I got the job. It was because I was engaged, learning about every facet of the industry. It accidentally increased my luck surface area. Lie number 3, your GPA and test scores will define your future. I think this is the farthest from the truth. I have so many friends who've dropped out of high school and have created multi-million-dollar businesses. I have friends who dropped out of college and they are living a very fulfilled, happy, enduring life. And then I also have friends who graduated from Ivy League schools who love the industry that they're in, and they could not be more grateful that they had the kind of education that they did. But with all that being said, no number in the world should define you. They are all just data points. Your weight doesn't matter, your GPA doesn't matter, your test scores don't matter. You get to write your own story. Lie number 4, the world is run by remarkable people. So one odd thing my family has always told me is someone's rich selling toilet paper. It sounds silly, but it gave me so much confidence when starting a business and what I was worried was a saturated market. Like Sahil Bloom says in his Twitter thread, this is an empowering realization. People's success is not due to some intrinsic difference. They built leverage to scale efficiently and had a powerful combination of effort and luck, and I want to add grit. Lie number 5, take all the life advice you can get. This is interesting. So I think having all the knowledge in the world at the end of your fingertips is extremely powerful. I think having a real life conversation with someone one-on-one is so much more impactful. But At the end of the day, you have the power to really internalize those ideas or take the advice that you hear with a grain of salt. I think having the realization that you get to choose what is your personal truth is such an empowering fire that you get to create on your own. I mean, life is a crazy paradox in itself, so being able to filter and selectively implement advice is a huge game changer. And it's gonna help you exercise the self-awareness you have for yourself and the others around you. Lie number 6, you have to be interesting to get ahead in life. There is this quote, "To be interesting, be interested." The world is so big and there is so much room for everyone to thrive in whatever they want to do. So when we hear interviews, hearing how people are so impressive, it's just because they are speaking with passion and genuine interest in whatever they are doing. There's something about excitement you can see in people's eyes that make you feel a little bit more connected, a little bit more human. Yeah, I mean, find something that makes your eyes sparkle and run with it. Lie number 7, the smartest people always have the best answers. I think the poisonous keyword to focus on in this sentence is smartest. I don't like that word because there is no metric indicating what that means. So rather than spending time trying to figure out who's smartest, search for people who completed and experienced whatever you want to do. Ask great questions with the expectation you will implement a bias for your action. Lie number 8, you need to have formal mentors. Hustle culture basically branded the idea you need a mentor.
Steve Jobs was mentored, and in turn, he mentored others.
This ambassador program, you get 24 weeks of grant card out.
15 reasons why you should have a mentor.
Dude, I'm punching somebody in the face.
From the mentorship side of things, it's so awkward. A close friend I had saw what I was doing and asked if I could mentor him. I immediately said yes because I love what I do, but then I felt all this pressure. And as time went by, I didn't really understand my complete role. I knew my title, but I didn't really know what the next steps were. I didn't know what he wanted out of this mentorship. I didn't know if he wanted to have like more one-on-one meetings or be able to like for us to talk on the phone. And when I asked him what he would like me to do for him, he didn't really have any specific questions. The title mentor is just super formal and it kind of extracted the fun out of what I was doing. It was a huge commitment in every way and there was no system or process defined. So rather than finding a mentor, I think having a small group of people you can ask questions or feedback from while you are actively working on your own endeavor or project. And I think that's more useful than playing pretend businessman. Also, I feel really weird bringing this up, but watching YouTube videos of Gary Vee or Ali Abdaal does not make them your mentors. You are simply finding avenues to be inspired, which is incredible, but they are not mentors. If you're not actively trying to elevate yourself through practice and talking to someone one-on-one frequently, you do not have a mentor. Lie number 9, you have to be an expert at something. This is my favorite one. For as long as I can remember, I have been hungry to envelop myself in so many different new interests, like every week or every month or sometimes every year. I've always had this exploratory mindset where it fueled me to learn something new. But a lot of people frowned upon this. They were like, what are you doing? Stay focused. A jack of all trades is a master of none. A few times in my life, I tried to stop. I thought being interested in a lot of different things would hurt my career. I thought it would inhibit me progressing in life in general. And people love celebrating experts. Don't get me wrong, I do too. But I couldn't care less about being one. But now with my journey of becoming more fulfilled and happy, I couldn't care less about being an expert. If I was doing something and I felt that I wasn't 1,000% invested in whatever I was doing, I quit. I knew that was a stopping point for me to grow in a different direction. I wanted to learn as much as I could about art, religion, and just the world. And I didn't want anything holding me back. I heard of this book, Range, by David Epstein, and he shared that many experts succeed because of the range of pursuits that preceded their main endeavor. So in Sahil's Twitter thread, he says, focus on being a polymath and specialize later. If I could leave you with one thing, it would be this. Fuck up. Fuck up a lot. You're gonna be better at business the more you lose. You're gonna be a better student the more you don't understand your homework. You're gonna be a better spouse the more you learn from your mistakes. The world has plenty of stories for you to explore, and it has plenty left for you to write.